There it is. There's Benny back there. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a health empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I just discovered something really, really cool. It's like a freak flag, like frequency. FREQ, frequency flag, I think. Because it's like when I go outside and I walk the dogs, it like makes my face smile because when you look at the house, it's all lit up. It looks like a one of those light brights. And I noticed today when I was taking Binno Man out that the neighbor right across the way, back over here, that their house is all lit up inside too, and that tells me like attracts like, that they're in some. I mean, that could be like, they could be like completely opposite to me, Just based on that, we have that in common. And that commonality people are going to really need to find a place to build on with other people. Because for whatever reason, there is division everywhere. There's different, just adamantly divided. People aren't just divided, they are adamantly, aggressively, violently divided. And it's all over. They're divided within in themselves. They're divided within people of their relation, with different, having extreme 180 opposite spectrum experiences than people on their social media platforms. It's like fusion. It's like cellular division. Is that there's so much freaking positive hitting negative, and it's creating so much. Yeah. Stanley, I love what he verifies. And he's feeling, because I just fed the cats. I remember to feed the cats. And I got good news today, because the gal, God, she's like the best landlord freaking ever, man. She was I was asking her if I could put a window unit, like an AC for the summer. But Mom and I do pretty good with just fans, but I think that AC unit might just be enough, And because the dogs get hot too. And so, and talk to her about the sitting area. That's going to be a fun project, because I'll show people as I do it. Because I want to make it like kind of, it'll hopefully unfold. We just got to get through winter. It was so rad. The skies all over today. And I looked at windy.com, and it was hilarious because the storms went around us all day. Like, it was just me going, Ma, come look at this. Ma, going back and forth. She did lots of laps today, huh, Ma? She did Mom going back and forth from this window to this window to that window, but it was just, and that's the thing is that's how energy works. The last few days have been or not yesterday, it was like, it's been easing out. I don't know exactly what the placements are, but whatever they are, I hope they don't do that again for a while, because I hated myself for a couple days. Oh, gotta make it darker. But I'll post some of this on Instagram. Too much. But this stuff, wait, is it gonna adjust? It's like reflection off sun. It's like, that's weird. It's responding like it's actual sunlight. That's kind of a trip if you think about it. So I gotta go dimmer. That's so weird. Let's see if I can look at it without the camera being directly on it. Sometimes that works. No? Maybe this way? Kind of at an angle? That is so bizarre. I always play with my camera with stuff like that. and like double exposure and so I wish you guys could see it. How this one you guys would probably be able to see because it was so funny because every time this was so cute. Artie, he scratches his own back on the cat tree. This cat tree is multi-useful. Everybody uses it. I use it. I put my cereal on it, my laptop on it. Artie's my oldest. He's such a rad dog, man. And then Luna, she was getting her toy. You know, this is all the joyful stuff. This is all the joyful stuff. This is all the stuff that you got to put in your emotional bank. So when you're having those days that it's just energetically like, I equate it to feeling like a tongue on a 9-volt battery or wearing your skin inside out. But then I got stuff like this. This one should come in because it's not that bright. That kind of makes me angry. See, this is why I need a Windows machine. Because I could do screen share. I gotta step up into the new age and I don't really want to, but I will. Yeah, it won't let me do AirPlay. It won't recognize this, so. There's all kinds of... I could do like freaking... That's the thing is like I could get what that software that freaking Gina has. And that makes me mad. And there it is. There's a little something. It actually had beams in the sky. You can't really see the beams, but it had beams in the sky. Anyway, and I could use like a green screen type thing. Burp. You can't see it, doesn't do it any justice, but they were freaking sick. It was sick in real life. There's one. I could paste them on Instacrap. That's what I'll do. Because you can't, I mean, there's pinks in there. I just can't, I just kept walking out every time I take a dog out. So it's like we got the Artie picture, and then this was the Benny pictures. It started like becoming fanning out like angel wings. Like the wings on the Nike swoosh. I'm sure that represents something satanic too, I'm sure. Those Luciferes, man, they frickin' ruin everything. So, I'm not going to let them confound it. Greek mythology. It's cool because I'm seeing more people like the crossover. Like I saw on Gina the UFO lady today, they were talking about gematria. Dude, if everybody just looked at gematria, the whole gig would be up. I was thinking about that today. I'm like, now, like with that King dude that just died. And then Zach on the gematria deal, he did a 1:47 video explaining King's death and putting it all together. Now it's like, okay, so they don't know we know. They don't know we know the ciphers. They don't, I mean, you know, they don't, there's like, some people know it's been, you know, disputed, downplayed, yada, 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 you know, all this stuff. But everybody had to go within, so everybody is finding their own trajectory and their own path, and they're all figuring out what's real and what's not to them. And it doesn't necessarily agree with people that they're related to and their friends and family and stuff, so there's all this split division. Well, Unity's going to come back around because there's only so much information. There's only so many storylines, you know. At some point, the clocks all line up. The people, at some point, you know, like, and I equate it to like when you're in a long line of traffic, and people, like you're in a left-hand turning lane, and have you ever seen them where like there's 6, 7 cars, and they're all different makes and models, but all the blinkers are going at the same time? Well, our frequencies do that too. We're all going to line up and it's going to be crazy. And that's the thing, is because people are not, they're going to get embarrassed when how they really are comes out. That's why I like to let people know I am an ass. I am a jerk. I'm a moody bitch. I'm not always love and light on full spectrum. I've never put my hands on another person out of anger unless it's out of self-defense. I hope I can... You know, hold on to that record, that account, you know. And every time I want to, I just think, do you really want to blow your record here? Do you really want to blow it on this? Are they worth it? Nah, they're not worth it. You know, turn the other cheek. Damn it. You know. But I will defend myself, and I sure am good at it. So, it is a much different energy. That's why, like, I want people to get, because when things get dark, and when things get scary, and when things get heavy, and it's like the middle of the night, and you don't have anybody to call, and you don't have any place to go, and you are just tired of feeling. I stood in the front of in Albertsons. They got a freaking hell of a liquor section. I was browsing, and they have a freaking lot of booze. And I was standing there, and I was tasting all these flavors as I was standing there, and I was thinking of all these potentials, of all these misunderstandings that were standing before me, and oops, I didn't do that, and memory fades. I call it time travel. Blackouts, and all these excuses on this wall. And I thought I could jump into any one of them anytime I like. And I can. And then I played that tape through. Then I remembered that this life isn't just my life. And that I am a clumsy fool. And for people like me to drink is to die. And then there's another spirit lost in the name of, well, Lucy Ferry. Look at all the stars. Look at all the famous people, the ones that have sold their soul. I wonder how they do it. I wonder if it's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. If somebody like approaches them in an alley and says, hey, you want to have a really rad 86, 87 years on Earth? Yeah? Want to? Sign here. Oh! No, regular ink will do. We gotta sign. I mean, is that how it actually happens? People, I think, have to show a propensity to have that vibration. So I think they weed people out. And I think they've been weeding people out for a real long time. It's all a club. And there's the dark and seedy in every club. Even the ones that are supposedly from God. You know what I think is cool about this next? I got my Stay Shiny shirt on today. This next chapter is that I think the mega church is dying. And us little people that have kept the faith while walking through hell, I think that's all life is walking through hell. And just, if you can just keep living for the light, then your ultimate freaking gift is heaven on earth. Or is heaven, going to heaven, or, you know, your place that, your soft spot, your cushy place. And to a lot of people, it's the solar system. It's back into going back to your soul, your solar, SOULAR, solar system. Hi, Maud. Hi, Erin. Solar system. Solar system. And then we connect with our same freak tribe. Yep. Our soul family. But first, if we want, we can make heaven on earth and connect with our soul family here on earth. People have to get over being afraid about stuff, though. Every little thing, they're afraid of every little thing, because they wish they understood. I just realized that was it. Because when you're afraid of stuff, you draw that vibration of fear too. So you actually occur that fear. Your fear is like all emotions are like a magnet. So it's like, bing! Whatever you put out comes back. Tucker, is Benny not in the mood? Pretty sure Benny's not in the mood. Luna, you making eyes at me? I'm making eyes at you. She said, stop it, you embarrassing yourself. She says it all the time, stop it, you just embarrass yourself in front of girls all the time, no wonder. No wonder nobody's ever snapped me up. So, Mom and I, we had good conversations today, things I wanted to talk. I think I hit on a couple, is just walking through hell, the murk, the mud, the mire, and can you do that and still make choices that aren't self-serving? I was thinking about that today, because all the new age, all the practitioners, all the people that will help you to see you, and all you got to do is pay $700, and just like, are you kidding me? I'm spirituality for freaking poor people. On a budget, man. Come hang out with me, dude. And you don't even gotta watch my videos. I'm good for like all day long. I'll be doing chores around the house, and I just listen to his stories. I put my phone in my pocket, or I connect it to my laptop, whatever, and I just walk around and I do my chores while I listen to stories, and then talk to Mom and stuff like that. So, I thought today, I'm like, maybe I'll take up reading. Maybe it's that time. Maybe it's that time that I take up reading, because it's like, I got time to fill. I got hours in the day sometimes, you know. But I could just, like, some days, if the sun is hitting, I can just lay in the sun all day. And just kind of and just like get up every hour, hour and a half, get Mom something to eat, let the dogs out, go stretch her legs, and then go back and lay down. So, did I meditate? I don't think I meditated today. I met a cool kid the other day named Russell. I haven't mentioned that. It was the other morning. I was on my way to the print shop. It was about 9:50. It was early. And I see this kid walk, and there's no. I mean, we're out in the middle. We're out in the middle of nowhere. It's like fence. There's like people's houses on one side and yards, so he can't walk there. And then there's just like, it's all fenced in, so he can like sometimes walk in driveways and stuff. But there's kids freaking walking in the street. I see Stan Lee back there, and so I'm like, no, man. This that's cool that he's strolling, or whatever, but it's too cold. So I went back and I had to turn around 2 times. And I was like, hey, man, you want to ride? And he was like, yeah, that'd be great. And I look over and I'm like, man, and we're talking and stuff. I told him I'd do YouTube videos. I was taking him to Kentucky Clucky. I was like, that's cool that they have one here. Because Mom likes their pot pies sometimes, every now and again. Right? Don't you, Mom? Still like them? Because I used to get them on laundry days when I go see Pam and do laundry, and Mom get a pot pie. Sometimes. So, so I was like, all right. So I give him a ride there, and he's like, and I was like, I said, it's really cold out. He's like, yeah, but it's only 3 miles. I was just like, what, and the guy, how old did he say was? 23, But that's just something, because there's a lot of people right now that could just stay at home, in the comfort and the warmth, But this kid walks 3 miles in the freaking cold ass freaking bitter snow. He's like, sometimes people give me a ride. So now what I'm going to do is, if I have chores to do, I'm going to go that same way and just always try and go around that time, and then maybe I'll see Russell again. I tried to go see him later today, or that was a couple days ago. I tried to go see him today, but I forgot my wallet. So I go to the drive-thru. I'm like, nope, never mind. Freaking sucked. I'm like, I forgot my wallet. And then so I pull forward and there's a truck there. So I had to wait for this freaking truck. I hate new trucks. I hate big new trucks. Oh. And it's like, they're Marge. You gotta have love in your heart even for the big dumb truck drivers. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. They're stupid. I hate them. Is that what Jesus would want you to say, Marge? Nope. So, anyway, that was cool. I picked up a hitchhiker one time. Oh my God. I always live by when people, I always looked at rules as recommendations, but I still want to try stuff out for myself. Would you think that's an accurate depiction, Ma? I don't know how Ma lived through my childhood, honestly. Just for me, like, I don't know, I was probably 3 when my brother went in to church in the middle of church sermon to get Mom. Said, Mom, you got to come out. Marge is up in the tree. and she just kind of was like, go away, go away. Go tell your sister to get out of the tree. No, Mom, you got to come out. She's really, 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 really high up in the tree. So, yeah, it was me hanging onto the branch, because that's what I would do. I just would always want to go up and not consider the fact that what goes up comes down. So I had to learn a lot of life lessons in life about frickin' gravity and shit like that. Today it was funny. I was like, Mom, it feels like gravity's extra today. Like I was trying to get up off the futon, and I'm like, I feel like it's extra. Like, I'm swimming in etheric sauce. Frickin' esoteric sauce. It's just so much. But then once I get up and I get moving, then it's okay. So I wish people understood the importance of freaking moving around and freaking keeping all that excess weight off your joints. That's why people have to have knee replacements. That's their knees saying, dude, why do you got to do this to us? And it's just easier for them to have freaking new hardware put on than freaking to put the spoon down and go walk around the block a few times. Dance it off, man. Dancing is so fun. If you ever need any kind of recommendations, I'll give you the inside of my playlist anytime. You can find so much about people, about their playlist. Hey, can I look through your playlist? It's not like looking in a lady's purse. It's nothing like that. You never look in a lady's purse. No, that's not true. I did own a purse. We got it in Kmart in Redding, California. And it looked like jeans. Like it had pockets. Like it was a denim purse. But I was never girly. I'd play along enough just so they wouldn't make fun of me and tease me. And say things, what do you like, girls? No! Yeah, no. That's funny. Although, it was one of those, it's just like, Marge, everybody knew, or just wait for you to say it, kind of a thing. Things were different in 92, 89, 80s. And then they were so much different. My mom had a brother, Kelly. He died, God rest his soul, when I was 12 years old. And he did hair in San Francisco. And I always wanted to go back. He died of hepatitis. I wanted to go back and see if I could find anybody that knew him. To see what I have pictures of him. Tut-tuck. He might not want to be in the mood. He was Mom's brother. He's Jewish. He was adopted. I wonder why he got taken from his family. Mom was Native American. That's what they did. They were part of these systems. That's how I know that these stories that are coming out. They rescued 33 children in Los Angeles today. Human trafficking, 33. This happens all the time. That's the tip of the iceberg. This is the stuff that when they talk about the awakening, this is the stuff that they're talking about. People waking up to the realization of this shadow and this darkness and this evil in this world. And it ain't nothing for these people. It does not make them feel bad. That's what a psychopath is. They have no emotion. So there's so many. They're all the same thing. They have no spirit. Their spirit has been removed. There is no God in them to say, don't eat that person. Don't induce that fear. Don't don't yell at your spouse. Don't hit your kid. Don't don't harm that animal. They don't got it. So we live in a society created by people that go around doing whatever they want because they don't got that don't in them. That don't's God. Because God wants everyone to be happy. It's Luciferi that wants everyone to be miserable. I use that as a good measure. Is this just good for me? That would be Luciferi. Or is this going to be good for me, Ma, all the critters? It was cool. I got to take Benzo and Lunatic with me to on the road on the car for a ride today. And they just like to go, be a part. Yeah. And then when I got back, the other two freaked out like little bitches because oh my God, separate. They calmed down after I yelled, chill out. But God wants people to be happy. God doesn't want people to suffer. Love is not pain, and I grew up thinking it was. And sometimes my pain body still gets it twisted and thinks that love is pain. And it is not, I assure you. There's ways that people can rise above it. There's all kinds of natural ways for people to freaking rise above pain. First thing you got to do is alleviate the extra stress with the additional weight that you put on your bones and joints and things like that. It's the first thing you got to do. Or meanwhile, while you do that, in the interim, I always recommend meditating. Hopefully people are praying. I was talking about that the other day, how cool it was that so many people are just that's what's evident. That's why so many people were I think felt, the word I keep hearing in all the circles is duped, let down, all this stuff is because people just want something to believe in. People, the spirit inherently wants something, to believe in. The thing of it is what people, it would behoove them, us, to understand, is that there is nothing outside of us that is going to save us. There is nothing outside of us that is going to bring and give us any kind of sustained peace. Any peace, contentment, tranquility is earnestly going to authentically be produced and reproduced abundantly from the inside. Providing, you believe in God. There's so many different gods out there too. That's the thing, that's where people got it twisted. It's like, oh, I believe in, in their head they're going, and then out loud they're saying God, So every time they say God, it's, I believe in a God, but that God is not, the God. So I think a lot more people are going to come into the alignment of believing in the God. And I think a lot of people have believed in the God and then turned their back and walked in ego for years and years and years, only to realize that the only way to peace and serenity is by putting your faith and allowing the God to carry your ass through these troubled and turbulent times. So, how long have I been running my mouth? I always understood prayer is talking to God, asking God for what you want. And then meditation was receiving the answers and to get those. So I like that rule of thumb. I love my music. That's funny. I think about that. How many generations of these I've had. I think this is my 5th. That's exciting. Congratulations on your first ear set. Hey Snookum, you driving 100 Are you working like what, 107 hours straight? Are you on your 107th hour driving yet, Snookum? Pulling a 24-hour shift. That just sucks, dude. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. And I understand that in there's like probably maybe an hour down, maybe a couple hours downtime here and there. But I remember doing that when we had to work 12 hours, or even when I was in Iraqi bullshit. Those were some long days. And I still can't complain because we even had our age department for. I'll tell stories about that later. We had coverage, so we had days off, but still, just like freaking, that just sucks, dude. I just, but as an age ranger, you're on your feet a lot because you're in and out of the truck, you're looking at equipment, you're freaking putting airs in tire. We're the freaking service, but we repaired all the equipment too, so we were all the mechanics. And we got to freaking work with some pretty fun freaking equipment, and I got to see like. I got to see what they wasted what they designated billions of dollars for, the B-1 bombers, because I was at Offutt. It was a high profile base. My favorite song ever, Cupid, Sam Cooke. Our top three, it's usually number one. So we get all the freaking cool shit in from all over. We get all the cool shit. We get all the and the Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds and all that, and I could just go around and freaking hang out, drive around, just because they start coming. The air show wasn't usually until Sundays, but they start flying in on Fridays and stuff like that. And so it's just all, just me driving around looking at the big stuff. I didn't go into like a lot of the big planes and stuff because they're all the same. It's just like only some of them are empty. And I flew over in a cargo plane. They did the reef jet in the air. That was kind of cool. I've had all these really cool experiences, and it's just so funny because I was just this little freaking dumb girl with the speech impediment that freaking looked up at the poverty line that was just all, she's cute, but she's probably not going to go very far in life. That's cool. People underestimate me. That's alright. I don't mind. Those are the people that usually hate me the most. The people that underestimate me. They still that I'm seeing, it's like, because it's like, how bad can I suck? I have supporters on I have a very tiny tube, but I have supporters. I have people that support me in my life. Because I have and this is how my life is like, it's like, all of my bills are covered. But anything extra, I don't have that income, like when, so, and I keep, I'm gonna order here pretty soon. Stan Lee, I'm gonna get like 8 gig camera cards, and I'm gonna go out to the freaking now there's photographers everywhere, so hopefully they won't look at me as competition and not let me do it, because they have other people up there that like, because there's local photographers that post up at the, so hopefully they're like, no, we have a rule and regulation against that, but in real life they just don't want me to, because they don't want me to competition kind of thing. But what I want to do is I'll take it on the trails. I don't care, because I got a tour guide. So she's going to take us out, and I'll just meet people on the trail, take a bunch of pictures of them, get a bunch of pictures, and then give them the camera card. And then give them my business card, and if they want to pay me for any of the, and then if they like what they see, and if they're around, or ever come back, just meet me and bring that camera card, and I'll fill it up for you. You got birthday parties, you got weddings, I don't care, because I'm the pick your price photographer. Because all my bills are paid, and I got to keep things in. I was thinking, because people are talking about the lottery being $1 billion. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? The lottery hit $1 billion is that what it is? And so people get to thinking. Every time there's like a like a multi-million, like it gets like really, really high like that, there's like, people get to thinking. And I'm like, Mom, I can never have all that. I would, because all what I get, I get rid of. I pay it forward. I got a little nest egg right now because of the uncertainty in the world. I can always do stuff to pay it forward, always. And so I got, I want to get with somebody that is into natural herbs and things like that, because I want to come up with a solution for our elders that don't like to get into the shower. Because I know a lot of elders they don't take showers, and then people are like, oh, they stink, they don't take showers, they don't ever consider why they don't like taking showers. A lot of people have vertigo, and when the energies get crazy, it gets even worse, So people think that there's kid proof in your home. We can elder proof the world a little bit more to make them more. So all these, that would be a good idea for a new product. For like, I've seen it for babies where like shampoo, where it's like waterless shampoo. I need something a little bit different because Mom doesn't like going into the shower, so she's not gonna because she don't like it. So we don't. So we gotta wash her hair in the sink. I would ultimately love to have one of those freaking old hair washing bins where she could just sit back and I could watch. That would be freaking rad, dude. That would be ideal. But we gotta make that, because the people are finding out, dude, you love your family, you're not gonna put them in a freaking home. It ain't safe in there, and those people don't give a shit about your family, and they're not making that much, so they don't really care. To them, it's just a job, and as you can see, people, what they do to just get by in their job, it's kind of gross. That's cool. Erin got her first freaking set of headphones. Try binaural beats, Erin. Try binaural beats. Or some, that's funny. You've been listening to me on speak. Or, that's funny. I started with binaural beats and it really started, but I had also decalcified my, oh, that's where I ended off. Your curly ass. 20 pounds. I have a pair of my first, yeah, I think these are my fifth. It's funny, there's a show on, called Woke on Hulu. I think it's on the Hulu. And there's a guy that has, all of his headphones. Hang on, like all the generations of headphones on the wall behind him. There's like 5, 6, 7. He had a lot, but I was just like, I've gotten the full big old huge ones. Never got Beats because I don't got like the guy that just me. It's just me. I just never got Beats. It was something about the business side of what happened when they first started it. You just opened it up today. I like binaural beats, and I like Rasa, Luca, Sutta, and Lillian Eden has a pretty cool hypnosis. Then there's like the real big ones, like Joe T. He does meditations, and Michael Seeley. He's from Australia. Saturday Yoga Institute. Fasting never. Yeah, walking. That's another way to meditate. Just what you paint, so you meditate. You paint. It's not people get in a meditate state while painting and drawing and stuff like that. It's whatever puts you in Zen, gets you in the space in between. Grilling slackers don't show up. Slackers. They were grilling instead. Well, I hope you like that extra money in your pocket at least. He's pipeline secure. So you driving up and down the pipeline. Now, do people try and do things to the pipeline? Do they try to attack the pipeline? Do they want to cause harm to prove, see, the pipeline breaks when they broke the pipeline? I got pictures of me at the Alaskan pipeline. You know, that was weird. I hate politics. I don't really like to get involved. It's all a reindeer game. Circle of greed as far as I'm concerned. But I do dip into Twitter every now and again, and I saw today, especially like in the last couple of days, about how Biden cut 11,000 jobs. And I guess he did that by axing the Keystone Pipeline project. And I was like, well, from where I'm sitting, I'm Native American. And I lived in Omaha when Sioux Falls, where they're having the big water fire just north of me. And I drove up to Sioux Falls. I've been there to Sioux Falls. And the people, the custodians of the land, there's a lot of Native Americans that just sold out. Just, okay, we'll take our freaking casino checks or whatever, but we'll freaking check out about where our hearts came from. And their DNA is just like waking up going, this is not how Turtle Island was supposed to be. This is not how you gotta fight for Turtle Island and how Turtle Island was supposed to be, and this ain't it. So a lot of people are waking up. That's what so much freaking turmoil is people are freaking out because their DNA's waking up and they're just like, oh my God, my ancestors are talking to me and I can't, they don't know what's going on. And people keep living the storylines like the Germans keep, living the storylines of control. And there's all these, like the Jesuits, and there's all these storylines of control because it's in every group. You got the freedom lovers and then you got the freaking control freaks. It's just where your heart space vibes. It's where your spirit is and its eternal path and story. Some people are waking up to remember about their past lives. And they're realizing, oh gosh, really? Maybe our dreams are our spirits in higher dimensions. And time is not just linear, that we live in past, present, and future. And that's the gift of knowing that. It's a lot easier than believing you gotta go to work. You have to go to work so many hours a day to make so much money so that you can give all that money away to different entities, and then there's more entities that are created that require your abundance, your money, so people freaking work 24-hour shifts to, take care of their family. It's just, while the freaking control freaks that make up the rules are millionaires. Millionaires several times over. Gazillionaires. And people that have that money, they don't know what it's like to go without. So in their mind, nobody in their country is going without. Or there's a program that can help them. But what they don't realize, because they're too stupid, is people can't even get through to these organizations to help them because their IT is crap, their human-computer interface is crap. The people that are on the other end of the phone make $3,000-$4,000 a month. A lot of them have a freaking indignant attitude and think that they, deserve better and whatnot. So they don't like helping people. And the system is just so broke that what we were seeing is the fall of civilization. That's what we're seeing. The fall of a civilization. And it's funny to me because other civilizations, usually it takes about 250 years. No, not the USA. The USA only does it in less than 250. See, the part about reconciling your past, this is the part where I lose people. Because people aren't accountable. They don't want to take responsibility for the shit that they've done. And everybody has done shit, and everybody is related to people that have done shit. And now what we're coming to the end of is this industrial military complex, and it served so many people. So I listened to Gina, the UFO lady, God bless her soul. Still, she benefited. She and her family benefited from sucking Uncle Sam's dick for her husband doing that for a whole career. And I wonder how many and I listen to her stories. I think she's great. And this is so many people. These are just facts. I'm not judging, but that's what they did. He got a master's degree. Maybe he got a couple master's degree from probably going to work very little. And, just all it is people going to appointments. They're never really in their job center, and then they get to, if you're good, you get to, live in Hawaii, or you can live over in Germany. You can live wherever you want, and then you don't even pack up your own stuff. No. If you can do a TDY move, and then they come in and they pack up all your stuff and they load it all up and then they ship it across country, and none of it is at your expense. It's all at the expense of fucking the Russells, the people that are guarding the pipelines and shit like that. It's all at our expense. And it can't be that way anymore because it's not fair. And the fair meter is a little out of control. Unfair meter is a little out of control. Because more people have those stories and they just want to hang out with their family and their friends. So I asked Russell, I was like, so what do you do when you show up at, when you get a ride? He's like, oh, I can just decompress. I looked over, God bless him, that's what I would do. People, maybe I'll start a freaking glasses drive. People have, get new glasses all the time. What do you do with it? Send me all your old, I'm going to get a P.O. box this week. Send me all your old glasses, and then I can bring them to Russell and see, because his are, broken down the middle. He's like, God bless him. He has tape on both arms, down the middle. I mean, his glasses are just, all tape. And I thought about that. That would be another cool thing for people to do. Is that, you can't even go to the eye doctor right now, but wouldn't it be cool if a freaking freaking dude was freaking doing if everybody has to go underground because there's so many rules and regulations and stuff. So we're going to have, speakeasy eye doctors where, an eye doctor brings a machine home and, $50, boom. 50, eye exams, $50. And then write out your prescription, then you can go order them online or whatever. Wouldn't that be cool if somebody did that shit? I mean, there's all kinds of ways people can help make life easier for other people. But there's so many people, they don't want to get in trouble. Oh, God, what if? What if more people did it, then the world would be a little bit more comfortable. Yeah. So I remember the first time I got glasses, I was probably 12. I was like, oh, my God. The trees have individual leaves. That is so wild. I was tripped out on that for a good few days. I think that's one of the reasons why. I don't know. I just have always loved nature and trees. Trees have always been my friends. I could always talk to them. And they respond. They respond to you with breeze. In all kinds of ways. I think a lot of times trees twist from the inside. I've seen trees twist without a breeze. That was not easy to say. Got my speech impediment back. I've seen breeze. Yeah. Hi, kitty. So I think I've run my mouth long enough. I am definitely blessed by supporters. Definitely. I could not do what I do and get, it's all by the grace of God, too. So it's funny because there's people that just, I understand why they think I'm a freaking piece of shit. I get it. But that's all that they focus on. And if that's all that they want to focus on, then that's fine too. That's okay. That's just people focusing on the negative. See, we all mirror each other. We're all heyoka. I'm just a little bit kind of farther along in the path because I started a little bit younger, I think. But everybody's a reflection of everybody else. We all mirror. Look, Stanley just jumped over in his chair. We all mirror each other. Hi. I just wanted to show the people that you and your chair that you use because you're a good boy. He said, okay, thank you. Thank you. Here's a weird thing. I don't think I've been dreaming. Do you like that? He said, get the light out of my face. Thank you, bye. He's such a cool cat, man. He's such a cool laser eye. He's such a freaking cool cat, dude. I love my body. See, mom's asleep. Mom wasn't super loving. My parents weren't super loving. I don't need no kitty porn. He's back here. Anyway, she wasn't super loving and affectionate because she was in so much stress that she was just in a heightened state all the time. So I was just mostly a source of kind of got something else I had to do. Just I was kind of. So, and my father wasn't very affectionate either. He's just a weird guy. Well, and it's not his fault because he had a head injury, but he's kind of, I don't know, he's an Aries guy, man. Anyway. He's just all the things that he epitomizes all the archetypes that have always given me a hard time in life. He's the asshole in every room. It's just not fun. Anyway, so the vibration of love, it took me years and years and years to find it and find a place, find what my loving. I didn't know what my loving, I was in my 30s when I figured out, and one of that is at the end of my dog Arthur Boo's life, is what I found out what unconditional love was. And lost my light. So cat's laser eyes are back there. Boop. Anyway. So it took me a long time because when people say I love you, but the first part is they would say I love you, their energy would do something different. So it was contrary. So when people, it was a weird place. It's just don't tell me that you love me, because if you love, because then you're gonna act like, because it's not connected to something good for where I'm from. So I had to learn for myself to find out what was right for me, because what's right for me isn't right for everybody else, because I didn't have the same freaking up, We're a small percentage of the population, people that had childhoods like me. And there's people that have had it way worse than me. The thing of it is people that have never gone through shit don't understand what it's like to have the shit scared out of you and to be traumatized. And not only to be traumatized, but for it to happen so often that you didn't know when it was going to happen next. A lot of my childhood, young age, that's why I can believe that the Luciferi Tale Theater exists, because we would have to bug out and get away from them in the middle of the night on several occasions. And I'm not going to get into it now, because I don't want to run my mouth anymore. So it took me a lot of years to find my safe place. Because I know the world isn't safe. I can't exist in a world that's not safe. So I had to find my safe place within. I became painfully independent to a fault to get to that safe place. But what I also recognize is I got another safe place I want to get to, and that is to have relationships with other like-minded people in real life. I want them to come visit me. I want to go visit other people. I want to live in a community setting. I do. That hasn't changed. Arizona didn't taint my taste buds on that. I still want to live in. I just want a space for me and Mom, to retreat to. Stay blessed, Ahmad. He already left. I don't know how long ago that was, because I've been running my mouth. It was, I think it hit billion today. They're just replacing one that's been there. See, and from where I'm looking at, from where I'm sitting, I'm okay with them canceling the pipeline, because that pipeline's a dirty deal. From everything I've ever seen. And that's when that one chick, she was a part of it. That actress chick, the one that can't remember her name. She's young. I don't really pay too much to the young ones. I like to see what's coming up. But most of anybody that's famous these days is just because their parents were famous. And now it's getting to be where it's like, I don't even know who their parents are. I think the whole fame thing is dying. And people like, the mains, like I was listening to Chasing Truth today, and she was talking about all these. I'm like, I don't even know who these tubers. Oh, I don't like. I can't get too far in the mainstream. It makes my third eye twitch. It just makes me resentful. How are all these people? How are there so many people watch this crap? But I guess to a lot of people, what I say is crap too. I think about that sometimes. I think about. The water and oil separate. Right, but my whole point of the pipeline is to not have oil travel across that way at all. That's what the part I don't like is. Because they break. I have pictures of me up at the Alaskan pipeline when I went up to Fairbanks to that base. You know, and that's the thing is, I know people that I'm friends with. Yeah, they canceled the XL. That's what I was talking about. The Keystone XL pipeline. That one's a dirty, dirty deed. Fucking Omaha's the hub of freaking. When are they going to start talking about that? I'm the only one that talks about how Omaha is the human trafficking capital of the world. Dude, I worked at freaking Creighton. I worked at a Jesuit university, and they think they're funny, and they think they're clever, and they like to do stuff and go, that's not how it is, when in fact, that's exactly how it is. They named the IT department that I worked in, it was called Do It. D-O-I-T, Do It. The Department of IT. Yeah. And every year, when the College World Series would come to town, people were so pissed they blew up Rosenblatt. I bet it's on the same latitude or latitude. I bet it's in line. Because everything's ceremonial. And that's what they do is that's the best place to harvest all that human energy, that and the freaking Lincoln Stadium. And they're all wearing red. You know? It's just oh so obvious. I remember, I've only heard one talk in like the last 4 years or so about that. I was like, yeah, that, you know, about how Buffett is like this, like he's like this freaking, he's a mob guy. And he does whatever he wants. I mean, and he lives within very modest means. Garot's. I used to go eat at Garot's. That was his favorite restaurant, supposedly. And it's just like Old Man Steakhouse. There's Old Man Steakhouses all over the place. A friend of mine, a lady I know, I don't really have friends. I have more acquaintances. She just had 30 years of working at Kiewit. You know what cute? She's like a legal secretary or something. You know, she had her own stamper. She could notarize shit and stuff like that. 30 years they gave her diamond earrings. You know, I'm like, I wonder how much shady shit she ran her eyes over, knowing or not knowing what she was seeing. And I know there's tunnel. When you work at Creighton, everybody talks about. They know. I mean, the history of the main path and the Masons and the special deal. I mean, the bricks that are right down the main street of the campus came from Chicago. I remember, you know, and it's just, and where the tunnels are to get under the cathedral, and it's just, and every city has these stories, and Omaha is run by, like, everybody, that, like, most people there's a lot of people that are very connected that came up through that freaking system, because they all go to the Blue Jays game and stuff like that. I'm just always a spectator watching this stuff. Like, I always thought it was weird when people just love something so much. I always thought it was weird, and They did. And the Hilton was connected to the CenturyLink, so they had the Skywalk, so you could go to concerts and then stay. It was it's literally all connected. And then the casinos were right across the freeway, and then you have the suspension bridge, and I should probably look up into who the architect of that suspension bridge is. I got my and then you have the stockyards that also further supports Jesse Zaboter's storylines of freaking, farming people and stuff like that. All you got to do is, have a really gross group of people and, they can control others. So, I thought it was cool though. They saved 33 kids today. Just the tip of the iceberg. Anyway, I think I'm going to go chill out, wind down. 7 o'clock. I've been running my mouth for a while. Hope you have a rad night. Peace. Enjoy those headphones, Aaron. And I wanted to say, why do they wear the red? I think because I don't know. I have my interpretations on why they wear the red. I know about the red shoes. I mean, everybody knows about the red shoes. It's just like, I think it's because they like to put stuff in our face. I think they like to live out loud and obvious, and then when people question them, because people live out. That's the thing is, when you're around, I've been around so many egomaniacal people that have been in high positions of authority. CEOs and big people in big companies and stuff like that. And there's very little spirit in there. Very little. Most are very void of spirit. So their AI already exists because they're already going by the data, but they're being represented. Whenever anybody talks about artificial, that's mainstream media is artificial intelligence. When you're getting data that isn't accurate, it's just somebody has an opinion, they put it on paper and they put it out there as truth and news. Truth has a vibration and people aren't feeling it. Train and truck. See now, train and truck, I was talking about truck today too, but that's when the real trouble starts, was when you stop seeing the trucks moving. Immaculate when it comes to the environment. It's good business. Well, I appreciate and that's the thing, is that's why I take in account from what other people, because you're there and you see the side of it, so you give me a perspective that I don't see. I just get mine. That's why people have to be open to things that they don't like. That's when I know that the earth is really going to be going, because there's more of me out there in the world than the world cares to know. I went over to, let's call her DB, Denise. I think her granddaughter has a YouTube channel too. She's so cute. I went over to her house today, bring her some cookies, and her nephew was there, and he got a bad haircut. I didn't think he was too bad, but he knows what he likes, and it wasn't what he likes. So if it's that, then it's a bad haircut. I'm kind of a hair snob. I'm kind of picky, although I do think I'm just going to get some clippers, because he didn't even really do nothing. I mean, he did like a 1 to a 2, and then just, I could do that. I would just use a 1 or a 2. When it gets hot out, I'll use a 1. And then, but I can't see the back, and I'm picky. So I don't want to look like a doofus, so I might have somebody just, get clippers and then see if she'll do it for me or something like that. But I was talking to the kid, and he's in his 20s, earlier 20s, so he's in his 20s, and I was like, yeah, I said, I'm picky about my hair, and I know how much that sucks. I said, but understand, it doesn't look as bad as you might think it does, and it's really cool that you can go and get it fixed. And I hope you feel better about it. And I said, I have the same thing. I said, because I'm a hothead. And he's like, That's it. He's like, I get hot too. You know, it's like I put words on something that he couldn't articulate. I mean, for a second, and 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 then it was just like, because it's, to me, it's like when somebody's giving me bullshit, like it's like a freaking meter for me. I can feel it. I can feel a freaking this person is full of shit. Everybody can, just most people will just go along with it, or you know, whatever. And I maybe it's all this stuff that Uncle Sam shot into me over the years, and I was only in 6 years. Maybe they stopped giving so many vaccines, but it seems like I got a lot. I had a lot of weird. Like I remember going into an office and having to clean the office is like extra duty kind of a thing. And they're like, "Hey, we just got this new brain scan. You want to try it?" So they got all my freaking. They got everything about me. They got my DNA. They got my my Social Security was stolen off a laptop when I was in basic training back in 2000. You know, so it's just like if somebody wants to get your stuff, they're gonna get your stuff. That's why I'm like, my life is an open book, because I understand that the truth always comes out. So I might as well tell people, because I'd rather tell my version of the truth coming out and how I act and how I behave and the trials and tribulations and the joys and highs and lows of my life than have some other asshat freaking at some point come along and try and tell my story for me. So, just works for me. It's all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace. My little mom's asleep.